Patrick Allen was good. That was a valiant effort on that, Mitch. But I got to ask you, did you get a call from Josh yesterday? Do you think you'll still be able to get a Christmas card from the Allen family? What's that looking like?
Where are you up there? The one that makes all these questions and makes me lose friends. Did I get anything from him? No. Was I terrified and did I sleep at all last night? No. Yeah, listen, dude, as long as I've been here, as long as I've done anything, it's always this guy versus that guy. I wish I didn't have relationships with both, but that's part of the gig. So what do you got for me this time?
Well, you talk about this guy versus that guy. That's a matchup that we've seen a lot, over the years, classic matchups. So topic number one. Who do you expect to see hoisting the Lombardi Trophy sooner, Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen? Mitch, I'll let you go first. Matter of fact, I'm going to save you, Mitch. I want to let that simmer. Jaja.
Thanks.
Who? Curveball. Curveball.
And it's not Patrick Allen either.
It's not Patrick Allen. Let's throw it down. Let's throw it down.
Go on.
All right. Great question, man, Ty. Josh Allen might have the best chance this season, but in the great words of Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. I'm going Patrick Mahomes. Listen, when these guys play during the regular season, Josh Allen has a record of 5-1, right? But when they meet in the playoffs and when it matters, Patrick Mahomes is 4-0 against Josh Allen, right? So Josh Allen may win the battle. Patrick Mahomes wins the war. And until you dethrone the champion and the guy who has done it at the highest rate, I love Josh Allen. I love everything that he brings to the game. Listen, they're 1A in my book. But Patrick Mahomes is the man. He has done it. He's been there. He's derailed Josh Allen over and over. When time calls for it, I got to go Pat Mahomes.
I got to agree with you because they can't do it. It's just something in Buffalo. It's just not happening. Even when you come off great wins, they come in and they kind of fumble. Mahomes is not like that. They're going to sit there and they're going to play the game. He's been there. He's done it. He understands. We get what's going on right now. They had a down year. He had the injury. But in reality, when we think about it, we're talking about legacy right now. We're talking about comparing Mahomes to the greatest quarterback of all time. He has to build on it. They're going to build on it. How many more years that injury he has, we don't know. But we do know is somehow, some way, the Bills just can't succeed in the playoffs to the way they need to be. Maybe it's just me personally, because I'm a Pats guy, and me and the Bills got
100% personally.
This a little relationship. I got destroyed the last time I played the Bills, and maybe it's just that. But I'm just going to go with Mahomes. I just feel like he has what it takes. He understands the pressure of it. He understands how to lead his team to the promised land.
Listen, this is day 4. You and I working on this show, Mitch, and I have never seen him so nervous. In the 4 days that we've worked together, he's been sitting there this whole time. This whole time, his hands are behind his head, just dreading the opportunity to talk about this, to answer this question. So, Mitch, I now turn it over to you, brother. Who will host the Lombardi sooner, Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen?
You know that Christmas story thing where I said get your Ovaltine and everyone's going to be real super cryptic? I'm not going to do that right now. What I will do is I will give the flowers to both, and I will give my state and hopefully rest in peace with it. That being said, listen, Lawrence's point, who can refute that Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and has the opportunity to continue this? And how many years he wants to play, 10, 15, who knows? It's not even fair to put a number on that. A few days ago, I said it just takes one crack-smoking idiot to tell him he can't do it, and he's going to find that freak switch like every great quarterback does. Yeah. Like they manifest these things that might not even be there. We talk about Tom Brady doing that, right? They have the infrastructure. And who feels like they're being the underdogs of this season more than anyone else, who's had more time to prepare since 2014 when they last missed the playoffs? It's the Kansas City Chiefs. And Andy Reid is this diabolical. He's got this witchcraft about him when it's drawing up. You should see his office. It's just one big whiteboard. And he's up there and he's doing this thing, and it's a fantastic privilege to be witness to. He's going to win more Super Bowls, but I feel like it's Josh Allen's time. The Holy Spirit, I feel like it's Josh Allen's time. Please don't ask me any more of these questions. I want to throw up and die.
Can I ask you a question, though? I got one question.
Dude.
This one question from Nick. Who gave the better Christmas gift?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a great question. All right.
I wish I was an offensive lineman for this because, we didn't get nothing on defensive line. I looked at the middle linebacker and I was like, what's going on?
All right, Christmas is great for offensive linemen. That being said, you talk to quarterbacks, it's gotten a little out of hand. Like guys are getting leases for cars for 5 years.
Man.
And all this stuff. And then even if a quarterback gives a really good gift, you're like, they got ATVs over in Dallas. Like, that's insane. They both gave great gifts. They both thought about it well. I was there longer with Josh. I got golf clubs. I got this watch I'm wearing from Josh.
I like that. I've been looking at it.
But Pat, thank you very much. It's the one thing I have, and I'm going to wear it every day. But the one thing that Pat did very well was he went to, what are the red bottom shoes?
Louboutins.
Louboutins, right. So he got a pair of those for each individual offensive lineman, dependent on what he thought their personality was. So mine were the most vanilla, the ones that he wore, and everyone else had spikes and stuff. But what they don't understand overseas when they make these is that these are offensive linemen who have size 15, 16, and these aren't narrow feet.
Yeah.
So these dudes couldn't even put their shoes on. Mine were the most basic. Mine actually fit.
Nice.
So I still wear those. I wear this watch. It was a privilege to be a part of all of that, and it has gotten out of hand a little bit.
Well, you talked a little bit about the Bills.
Wait a second. Because if the Chiefs are really looking for one move that could make the entire AFC uncomfortable, this might be the name nobody should ignore: Vita Vea. And no, this is not official. Vita Vea is not a Kansas City Chief. There is no confirmed trade. But when a dominant interior defensive lineman is sitting out practice in Tampa Bay because of a contract situation, every smart contender in the NFL should at least be paying attention. In Chiefs Kingdom, Kansas City is not just any contender. Because imagine this for 1 second. Chris Jones on one side of the interior, Vita Vea next to him, eating double teams, crushing the pocket, destroying the run game, and making quarterbacks feel like there is nowhere to step up. Come on now, that is not just a defensive line, that is a problem. That is a nightmare. That is the kind of front that changes the way offenses call games. Vea is not a normal defensive tackle. He is massive, powerful, hard to move, and when he is right, he can wreck the middle of an offense without needing flashy numbers every week. That is the type of player who makes linebackers cleaner, edge rushers more dangerous, and defensive coordinators more aggressive. And if you were Steve Spagnuolo, that is exactly the kind of weapon that lets you get creative. Because Spags already loves pressure, disguise, late movement, and forcing quarterbacks to make decisions before they're comfortable. Now give him Vita Vea next to Chris Jones. What an offense is supposed to do? Slide protection to Chris? Then Vea gets one-on-one power matchups. Double Vea? Then Chris Jones is staring at a guard and smiling. Help both inside? Now the edge rush gets cleaner lanes. That is the beauty of it. The impact is bigger than one player. It changes the entire math of the defense. And the run defense? Man, that might be the biggest immediate gain. In January, football gets ugly. Teams want to run. They want to shorten games. They want to protect quarterbacks. They want to beat you physically. Vita Vea is the kind of player who says, no, not today. He can anchor against double teams, close interior gaps, and force running backs to bounce into help. That matters against the AFC. That matters against teams that want to control tempo and keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. But let's be honest, this would not be easy. The Buccaneers do not have to trade him. Vea is still a key player for that defense, and if the Buccaneers believe they can fix the contract situation, this conversation might end quickly. The Chiefs would also have to think about money, draft capital, age, fit, and long-term flexibility. Brett Veach cannot just chase a big name because it sounds fun. Kansas City has to be smart. The price has to make sense, the contract has to make sense, and Vea would have to be viewed as a real Super Bowl impact move, not just a headline. But that is exactly why this is so interesting. The Chiefs are in a championship window every single year with Mahomes. They don't need to panic. They don't need to overpay. But when a player like Vita Vea has even a little uncertainty around his situation, you make the call. You ask the question. You see if there's a path. Because great teams do not wait until a weakness becomes obvious. They attack the market before everybody else wakes up. And this move would send a message. It would say Kansas City is not just trying to win shootouts. They're trying to build a defense that can bury people. a defense that can win cold playoff games, a defense that can protect leads, a defense that can make life easier for Mahomes by giving him extra possessions and shorter fields. Picture Arrowhead in January, 3rd and 2, crowd shaking, Chris Jones lined up inside, Vita Vea right next to him. Offense tries to run it, nothing. They try to protect the quarterback, the pocket collapses from the middle. That is how you break a game. That is how you break a drive. That is how you break an opponent's confidence. So, should the Chiefs explore Vita Vea if the Buccaneers' contract situation gets messy? Absolutely. Should they overpay blindly? No. But if the Buccaneers ever open the door, even slightly, Brett Veach has to be one of the first calls in line. Because Vita Vea in Kansas City would not just be a move, it would be a warning to the AFC that the Chiefs are not satisfied, not comfortable, and not done hunting Super Bowls. Now I want your take, Chiefs Kingdom. Would you trade for Vita Vea if the price is right, or should the Chiefs protect their draft picks and cap space? Drop your opinion in the comments. Hit that like button if you believe Spags deserves a monster next to Chris Jones, and subscribe for more Chiefs news, rumors, and real talk from the Kingdom.